Listen to me. If you are sitting there, looking at your bank account and wondering how you're going to bridge the gap between today and your next Social Security check or your pension deposit, you are not alone. But you have to be smart. You cannot afford to make mistakes with your money at this stage of your life. You've worked too hard and too long to let a little bit of monthly friction turn into a financial wildfire. Now, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about an app called Cleo. It's got a personality, it's got a little bit of an attitude, but the question isn't whether it's cool. The question is, does it work for you, and more importantly, do you qualify? Because in your second act of life, maybe is not an answer I want you to settle for. Let's talk about the fear for a second. The fear is that the money monster is going to catch up with you. You're worried that if you have a sudden expense, maybe a car repair or a medical copay, you won't have the liquid cash to cover it without dipping into your long-term investments. That fear is real, and it can drive you to make desperate moves, like high-interest credit cards or, heaven forbid, payday loans. Don't you dare go down that road. Cleo is a financial assistant, an AI-driven brain for your phone that offers something called a salary advance or spotter cash. It's meant to be a small, interest-free bridge. But here is the thing, Cleo is picky. She isn't just handing out money to everyone who asks. You have to prove that you are a responsible steward of the money you already have. To qualify for a Cleo advance, which can range from $20 to $250, you have to understand that she is looking at your data, not just your credit score. That's the good news. If your credit score took a hit years ago, Cleo doesn't care about that. What she cares about is your cash flow. To even get in the door, you have to link your primary checking account using a secure service called Plaid. If you aren't comfortable linking your bank account to an app, then Cleo is not for you. Period. But if you do, she's going to look back at your history. She wants to see consistent income. Now, for my friends who are retired, that means your Social Security or pension deposits need to be hitting that account like clockwork. If your income is sporadic, maybe you're doing a little bit of consulting or gig work on the side, it needs to be recognizable as a deposit to her system. But it's not just about money coming in, it's about how much is staying in. If you are living pennies to the dollar, meaning you spend every cent the moment it hits the bank, Cleo's algorithm is going to flag you as high risk. She wants to see that you aren't constantly hitting a zero balance or going into overdraft. She is looking for what I call financial breathing room. If she sees that you have a habit of overspending on wants rather than needs, she will deny your request for an advance. Why? Because she's trying to protect you from yourself. She doesn't want to lend you $100 today if she knows you won't have the $100 to pay her back next week. There is also a Cleo Plus requirement for the actual cash advances. This is a subscription. You have to pay a monthly fee, usually around $5.99, to access this salary advance feature. Now, I want you to think about that. If you are only borrowing $20, paying $5.99 for the privilege is a very high interest rate in disguise. You have to be honest with yourself. Is the subscription fee worth the safety net? For some of you, that $5.99 is a small price to pay for the peace of mind of knowing you won't bounce a check. For others, it's a leak in your bucket that you need to plug immediately. So, what is the actionable takeaway here? First, you need to download the app and just let it watch your spending for a few weeks. Don't ask for money right away. Let the AI see that you are responsible. Second, ensure your income is clearly labeled in your bank transactions. If you're receiving money under the table or through apps that don't look like regular deposits, Cleo won't count it toward your qualification. Third, and most importantly, use the budget and roast features. Let the app tell you where you're wasting money. If you can fix your spending habits, you won't even need the $100 advance. You qualify for Cleo by showing her you don't actually need her to survive, but rather that you're using her as a tool to thrive. Stand in your truth. Look at your numbers and remember, you are the master of your money, not the other way around.